Good evening, everyone. We start with breaking news tonight. In northwest Atlanta, the GBI is on the scene of an officer-involved shooting after a man was shot during a standoff with Atlanta police. Natisha Lance is on the scene for us tonight. And Natisha, you have the very latest for us.
That's right, Jeff. Well, this is still an active crime scene. The road is blocked off behind me, as you can see. GBI now has control of that scene as they are starting to collect evidence, and they said they could be here for a couple hours still into the night. But this all started this afternoon when a woman returned home, and she noticed that there was a broken window, and she wasn't sure. She was concerned that it may be a burglar or an estranged family member who they've recently had some issues with. APD was called to the scene at about 1:50, and that is when they found a man to be inside that home. He warned officers not to come any closer because he was armed with a gun. SWAT was then called to the scene. That was about 3 o'clock this afternoon. 45 minutes of negotiations took place, and in that time, that man refused to comply with any of the requests that were made by officers. And then things took a turn.
At some point during the incident, the male subject presented himself near the doorway of the residence, and a SWAT officer fired a shot, and the subject was struck. He was struck in the lower abdomen. Officers then approached the house, rendered aid to the subject. The subject was alert and conscious whenever he was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital.
Now, it's unclear whether or not that man had a weapon on him. Officers were not able to answer that question for us tonight. They said that they will be releasing his name and more about this man tomorrow. At this point, we know that he is in surgery. It's unclear how severe his injuries are. Now, as for the officer who shot this man, usually protocol is that the officer will be on desk duty until the investigation is completed. And officers, GBI is telling us that once their investigation is completed, that all their findings will be turned over to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, Jeff.
And under protocol now, with the GBI's involvement, we have seen a lot of that over the last year and a half or so. They have a very, very full caseload these days.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. And it sounds like this is making their caseload even bigger. They did say a couple of other things here, which is that crime scene investigators are going to be taking photographs, as well as right now, at least when they left, when the spokesperson left, he said that they were only outside the perimeter of the home. So it's going to be a really tedious, long process for them to get inside and get all the evidence that they need to collect for this case.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts in this. Natisha Lance, thanks. We appreciate your information.